Dear students, now I am going to teach the topic preemptive scheduling. Okay. Under task scheduling, there are two types, non-preemptive scheduling and preemptive scheduling. Okay. The last class I have explained about non-preemptive scheduling. Right. What is non-preemptive scheduling? That means if the process is started, after completing the particular process, the next process will be serviced. Okay. There is no preemption or interruption while executing the particular process. Okay. In case of non-preemptive scheduling. Here, preemptive scheduling, after starting the particular process, so there is a preemption, right? Even without completing the particular process, the next process will be serviced. Okay. Under this preemptive scheduling, I am going to explain preemptive SJF scheduling, round robin scheduling, priority based scheduling. Okay. Let us see one by one. Preemptive SJF scheduling. So what is SJF? Shortest job first. Okay. From the name itself we can say the process with shortest completion time, that will be serviced first. Okay. Let us take an example. P1 with a completion time of 10 millisecond, P2 with a completion time of 5 millisecond, P3 with a completion time of 7 millisecond. New process P4 with a completion time of 2 millisecond enters ready queue after 2 millisecond, which is the information given. Okay. Initially, the process P1, P2 and P3 are available. Among these three processes, which is the shortest job, which is having the shortest completion time? P2. Okay. So, P2 will be started servicing. Okay. So, P2 started, right, from 0. P4 is entering after 2 millisecond time. Okay. After 2 millisecond time, P4 is entering with a completion time of 2 millisecond. At this time, so here already 2 millisecond is over for P2. Only 3 millisecond is left for P2. Okay. Now you just see all the four. Here which one is the shortest job? Which is having the shortest completion time? P4. Okay. So P4 will be started servicing. Okay. So 2 plus 2, that is 4. Then, so it is over, right? It is completed. Then, only these three are available. Among these three, which is having the shortest completion time? 3 milliseconds is left, right? So P2 will be started. So 4 plus 3, that is 7. Okay. Then this is over, right? Then only P1 and P3 is available. Among these two, which is having the shortest completion time? P3 with a completion time of 7 milliseconds. So 7 plus 7, 14. Then P1 is left 10, right? So 14 plus 10, 24. Got it? Next, we have to calculate waiting time and turnaround time. Okay. See, waiting time for P2. Here the waiting time is 0. Okay. Here the waiting time is 4 minus 2. Okay. So waiting time for P2 is 2 milliseconds. Got it? Next, waiting time for P4. For P4 there is no waiting time because so after 2 milliseconds only it is entering. Okay. So after entering immediately it is serviced. So there is no waiting time for P4. So 0 millisecond. Then for P3 waiting time is 7 millisecond. Okay. Then for P1 the waiting time is 14 millisecond. Got it? Right. Then average waiting time, you just add all the 4 divided by 4, you are getting 5.74 millisecond. Okay. Next, turnaround time. Turnaround time for P2. For P2, you just see here. For completing P2, how much time is required? 7 millisecond. So here only the P2 is completed, right? 7 millisecond is required. So turnaround time for P2 is 7 millisecond. Okay. Then for P4, see, P4 only 2 millisecond because P4 is entering after 2 millisecond only. Okay. So turnaround time for P4 is 2 millisecond. Okay. Then for P3 P3 turnaround time is 14 millisecond. Then for P1 the turnaround time is 24 millisecond. For finding the average, you just add all the 4 divided by 4, you are getting 11.75 millisecond. Okay. Next one is round robin scheduling. Okay. Here just see, initially the process 1 is started, then process 2 will be serviced, then process 3 and process 4. Here the equal chance will be given for all the process. Okay, right. Then it is always called as time slicing scheduling. So let us take an example. The process P1 with a completion time of 6 millisecond, process P2 with a completion time of 4 millisecond, process P3 with a completion time of 2 millisecond. Okay. See, it is entering into the ready queue in the order of P1, P2, P3. Right. With the time slice of 2 millisecond. Okay. So let us draw the Gantt chart. Here initially which is coming, P1 is coming. Okay. So initially P1 is coming, right? So with the completion time of what? 6 millisecond. Okay. So P1 is coming with the completion time of 6 millisecond, but the time slice is 2 millisecond. Okay. So P1 is started up to 2, right? The remaining is 4. Then P2 is coming 4. Okay. The time slice is 2, right? 2 plus 2, that is 4, right? 2 is over, the remaining is 2. Then for P3, 2 milliseconds. Okay. So 4 plus 2, that is 6. 2 is over. That is 2 is over, 0 is remaining, right? Then after that, the next P1, P2, P3 is over, right? The next chance is given to P1, right? So P1 with the time slice of 2, 6 plus 2, 8. So only 2 is remaining. Okay. The next P2. Okay, P2. So 8 plus 2, that is 10. Here remaining is 0. Okay, right? And the cycle come here, right? So here 2 is remaining, plus 10 plus 2, that is 12. Okay. So 0, right? Okay, got it. Up to P1. Got it? Then here we have to calculate the waiting time and turnaround time. See, for P1 the waiting time is initially here 0, here 6 minus 2. Okay. Here 10 minus 8. You are getting 6 millisecond. Then for P2, here waiting time is 2 minus 0. Okay. And here 8 minus 4. You are getting 6 millisecond. Then for P3, 4 minus 0, that is 4 millisecond. Average waiting time is equal to, you just add all the 3 and divide by 3, you are getting 3.33 millisecond. Okay. Next we have to find the turnaround time. For P1 the turnaround time is 12 millisecond. For P2 turnaround time is 10 millisecond. P3 turnaround time is 6 millisecond. Total time it is taken to complete the particular process. Okay. So average turnaround time is equal, you just add all the 3 and divide by 3, 9.33 millisecond. Okay. The next one is priority based scheduling or rate monotonic scheduling. Okay. Here let us take example. So actually priority based scheduling is nothing but based on the priority it will be scheduled. Okay. So here see the example. 3 process P1, P2, P3. P1 with a completion time of 10 millisecond, which is having the highest priority. P2 with a completion time of 5 millisecond, which is having the lowest priority. P3 with a completion time of 7 millisecond, which is having the medium priority. Okay. A new process P4 with a completion time 6 millisecond, which is having the priority 1, that is a high priority, enters ready queue after 5 milliseconds start of P1. Okay. Initially these 3 processes will be available. P1, P2, P3 will be available. among these three, which one is having the highest priority? P1 is having the highest priority. So P1 will be started initially. Okay. So it is started. Then after 5 millisecond time of P1, P4 is entering with the highest priority. Okay, with the highest priority. So after 5 millisecond, the immediately P4 will be started. Completion time is 6. So 5 plus 6, 11. Okay. So but P1 is preempted. It is not completed. Only 5 millisecond is over. The remaining 5 is available. Okay. Then here at this time these three processes are available, right? After processing P4, these three are available, right? Again P1 is having the highest priority, so that is service. 11 plus 5, you are getting 16. Okay. Then only these two are left. Among these two, so P3 is having the highest priority than P2. That's why P3 will be serviced. So 16 plus 7, okay, 23. Okay. Then after servicing P3, so P2 will be serviced. It is the lowest priority. Then 23 plus 5, you are getting 28. Got it? Next, waiting time. So waiting time for P1, okay, here 0, here 11 minus 5, that is 6 millisecond. Then for P4, there is no waiting time because after coming P4, immediately it is serviced. Okay, right? So that's why there is no waiting time for P4. Then for P3, the waiting time is 16 millisecond. For P2, waiting time is 23 millisecond. Okay. Then average waiting time is, you just add all the 4 and divided by 4, you are getting 11.25 millisecond. Okay. The next turnaround time for P1. For P1, turnaround time is 16 millisecond. For P4, turnaround time is 11 millisecond. See, it is not 11, right? Why? After 5 millisecond only, it is entering. After entering, it is immediately serviced. Okay, right? So only 6 is left, right? Time taken for completing P4 is 6 only, right? So turnaround time for P4 is 6 millisecond only. Okay. Then for P3, 23 millisecond. For P2, 28 millisecond. Okay. Next, the average turnaround time, you just add all the 4 divided by 4, you are getting 18.25 millisecond. Okay. This is the average turnaround time. Thank you.